This week's episode of One Piece was fantastic, and it was crammed with a lot of revelations that almost makes it hard for me to remember every single thing. But either way, the small stuff out of the way, Bartolomeo is still crying over the fact that he's talking with Zoro Senpai and that he met Luffy today, and it's just there's angelic music with the light shining on him and his tears flowing down his face. It's just like hallelujah. It's like, okay, all right, you know, it's still funny, but it might wear off a little bit, you know, just like calm it down a bit. Then there's Rebecca still fighting a bunch of random nobodies, but it makes sense because the only other person in D Block that we care about is Cavendish, and let's face it, they're not gonna face off until the very end. I mean, that seems like a big battle. But anyway, the main focus of this episode was Doflamingo versus Law, Sanji, and then Fujitora too comes in, kind of interrupts everything. He's bringing in a huge navy ship. It's just like, damn, and even the meteorites. But of course, Law can just like redirect it at the ships. Like Fujitora then just backs off, saying, like, he seems to have noticed something. Now I don't know if that's part of his own blind persona. Like now his hearing is so good, he's hearing something going on in Dressrosa. But he says we gotta get back. You know, something's gotta change, major change. Like, what could it be? What could get Fujitora, an admiral, you know, worried that he has to go back to Dressrosa to prepare for something that's gonna lead to a war? But either way, you know, that gets me excited for the next couple episodes. And we also find out that Doflamingo is a string fruit user, and I like how Giola explains like Sanji's now caught in a spider's web, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, he is like a spider, you know. He caused all these little strings just swinging around, and you know, it's got the webs to catch people. And then I'm like thinking, wait, why doesn't Spider-Man actually do some of this OP stuff, like control people with his webs, like Doflamingo does? But that's probably because the webs are probably much stronger. It's a supernatural power. Who knows how strong these webs are, if even anyone can even cut them. I mean, he bunched up a bunch of them all together and then overheated it. I don't know how he did that. Maybe with hockey, like Luffy does, and heating his arm. But he overheats it and then just, you know, before being redirected by Law, you know, he shoots it, and then it goes out to Dressrosa. It's a long ass rope, and it just cuts right through a building with ease. And that's probably due to the extra heat, but maybe the strings are actually that strong. Sorry about my dog. If you can hear him, he's just loud. Oh my god. Either way though, the biggest revelation for me was at the very end, where Law and Doflamingo are about to fight. And I like this little reveal that Law has to take Giola hostage. Now when I saw this, I'm like, does Doflamingo really care about Giola? I mean, she seems like one of the minor crew members. But no, he does comfort her. He does like get a little worried when Law, you know, puts the sword to her neck. And it's like, holy shit, Doflamingo, as bad as he is, as cruel as he is to some of his more minor crew members out there, like Bellamy, he actually does legitimately care about his main crew, the ones who have stuck with him for so long. And again, I love seeing that. I love seeing Doflamingo, you know, care about his crew as much as any other captain would. You know, Luffy cares about his crew just as much as Doflamingo, so it's surprising to see this. But either way, you know, Law is a clever bastard. Apparently, he had Caesar's heart with him the whole time inside of him, and no one would suspect of looking in there. So that was great. And I like how he's telling Nami, Sanji, and Brook and Chopper to get off, you know, get away from Dressrosa, you know, coup de burst all the way out to Zoe. We'll meet you there as soon as we destroy the factory. And they're like, we can't leave, you know, we're the Straw Hats, and we can't leave without the captain's orders. You know, but then all hell breaks loose. Doflamingo's coming, Fujitora's coming, meteorites are coming, and they're like, you know what? We'll leave right away. Bye, Law. It's like, yeah, you know what? You haven't really been doing much. You know, Giola the fight with Yola only happened because you just happened to be there and they want to take out all the Straw Hats. So really, it's good to have sometimes, have characters who don't serve much purpose to, get out of the story. Otherwise, we're going to be putting focus on them when they're not really doing anything. And I know as much as I love all the Straw Hats, it's good that, they're leaving the story for now until much later. But the biggest reveal for me was at the very end where Law says, I'm going to take you down for this grudge I've had for 13 years. Now, what can be so bad? Doflamingo has done a lot of bad shit. Who knows how many people he's killed and how many towns he's destroyed. But this is a 13-year grudge. And against, for Law, Law has never been the nicest person. He's probably killed just as many people. He's just been as brutal as Doflamingo has, maybe more. But for Law to hate Doflamingo for something he did for 13 years, that has got to be some horrible, horrible stuff Doflamingo did. And I'm just wondering what that stuff could be. But it's going to be fantastic. I don't know if Law will actually use Giola throughout the whole fight as a hostage to get his upper hand on Doflamingo. I don't know if Law would go that low. Maybe he'll just make her run away, release her, or give Doflamingo back. Give her back to Doflamingo. But either way, next week is going to be one hell of a fight. And hopefully reveal as to what this 13-year-old grudge is. And I'm going to let Sanji notice this. We had a plan to take on Kaido, but you seem to be focusing too much on Doflamingo. And now we know why. A 13-year-old grudge, that does not go away easily. Whatever it could be. Maybe he killed someone he cared about. Or maybe he just ate his favorite sandwich. Who knows? But either way, next episode, or the next couple of episodes are going to be exciting. Hopefully they finish up the Rebecca thing because, like I said, it was just fodder that she was fighting. Nothing really important happened. The only fight that seems interesting will be Cavendish versus Rebecca. And I'm wondering how that's going to work out because I like both of them. They've really both presented themselves pretty well. So either way, next couple episodes are going to be exciting. I can't wait. Till then, I'm Tony Dragon. Bye-bye.